Hi, my name is Khadija. Welcome to my channel. Today we want to find out what's the message here for you. And this is a timeless reading, so no matter when you're finding this, whether it's, you know, shortly before the full moon in Aries or at another time, this message is for you. And we have 3 piles here. This is the Kuan Oracle from Alana Fairchild, and Kuan is a goddess of compassion. And if I'm not mistaken, from the Chinese tradition, the first pile has a whale with soapstone. The second pile is a clay angel. The third pile is a donkey with pyrite. So just feel what is calling to you, and then you can look at the time codes below and jump to your pile, to your reading, to your special message. Welcome, Pile 1, to your message. Let's take a look at your card. Sisters of the Star Blossoms. Now, this is always a really intricate deck with a lot of information. So let's take a look at what the text says about this card. But just look at the imagery. Isn't it beautiful? Sisters of the Star Blossoms with the number 27. Let's see if you can see that. Sisters of the Star Blossoms. Very nice. Here's your soapstone whale. "27 is a very significant number. Usually it's a call to join forces with your guides on your spiritual path, and can also be an indication that a message is coming to you, and also that your wisdom and your guidance and messages are needed here in the world. But let's take a look at the meaning associated with this card. 27, Sisters of the Star Blossoms. It is good to remember that whilst we each take our own unique journey back into divine bliss and truth, we have plenty of friends that love us unconditionally and wish to help us find the way home with the least suffering and greatest joy. When we allow ourselves to be helped, we help others too. It is a spiral of support and love that is wishing to connect more so with you now." So this is about group energy, and you may even feel a pull to the stars, to the Pleiades or the Seven Sisters. Perhaps you feel like you have a connection to these stellar energy. So this card is about community. It's about understanding that you're not alone. So let's take a look. Let's look with the Oracle of Roses. I wasn't actually planning to use this deck, but I do feel called to use it in this particular case and find out, who are you within these groups? Who are you within these groups? The Knight and the Caregiver. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Democrat. Excuse me. That's really interesting that we have the Democrat at the bottom, feeding into the energy of the Knight and the Caregiver. This tells me you're someone who really shows up. You show up for people. You show up in a way that, you're able to see both sides of a situation. You're able to be helpful. You know when to take sides, and you know when to be neutral. This is an amazing energy, a very loving energy. My question, as I see these cards, are, do you allow yourself to be supported? Do you allow yourself to be supported? Because it looks to me like you're showing up in a really helpful way. You're communicating with the whale here, being helpful, but are you allowing yourself to be helped? Are you recognizing the group energy around you that is wanting to be supportive of you as well? Oh, that's more cards than I thought. Okay. Look at the bottom. We've got new beginnings. This is the Fool card in the traditional tarot. So we've got new beginnings. Let's see. Okay, this is more than I thought, but let's go with it. Love begins. So there's opportunity here. Let me make sure you can see the card completely. Shadow. This is the Moon card. Base chakra. Okay. We'll save these. So with love begins, I feel like there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity to meet your soul family, to start, having a deeper connection with your soul family. But because of the shadow, there may be experiences from the past that make it easy for you to be there for others, but perhaps difficult to allow people to be there for you. Perhaps in the past you've been the one to care for people. Maybe even it wasn't necessarily recognized. Maybe you were the one who was giving a lot of emotional care to others. And so it could be that this is a shadow from the past where you're not necessarily allowing yourself to see that there's an opportunity to begin to receive love and to receive the energy of sisterhood. What I say is true empowerment is not about feeling like you have to do everything yourself. True empowerment is knowing when to do things yourself and when to ask for help. That's true power, because it gives us the ability to recognize the power that lives within, and at the same time to understand that our groups, our families, our networks also provide us with a sense of power. So let's see, with the base chakra, when I think of the base chakra, I also think of family, I think of security. So there's security and opportunity coming for you. It may be, though, that past experiences in these areas that have to do with security, that have to do with family, that may have to do with community, perhaps you had a difficult experience, whether, there was bullying, possibly bullying because of, body shape. There are different things that can push us to isolate ourselves, to pull back. And what I see here is that love can begin to really flow through if you allow yourself to begin to receive and to allow others to be that knight and to be that caregiver for you. Disruption. Disruption, this is the Tower card in the traditional tarot. So change is coming, and with that change comes prosperity. New seeds being planted that can grow. Yes, we just talked about power and what true empowerment is. Authority. So there's an opportunity for you to become the authority in your life, for you to decide what is it that is for my highest, greatest good, and what is it that I need to release. Because with the Strength card here, look at these two images. You're beginning to see yourself in a different light. And as you begin to see yourself as that true authority in your life, you're strengthening your root chakra, which is an important energy when it comes to abundance, whether it's financial abundance, abundance of peace, abundance of joy, abundance of security and stability. You know, as you become that true authority in your life, you allow this positive energy to flow into your energy system. And as we know, and as we're learning on this metaphysical level, it's really about your energy system. It's really about how you feel. So to me, this looks like you're on a path where you're learning about being in your power, even within groups, and allowing yourself to be aware of your own needs while also enjoying being there for others. You know, that's what the axis, you know, we've got a full moon in Aries coming up, depending on when you're watching this reading. And with the full moon in Aries, we're learning to be aware of our desires, to understand who am I. And with Libra, which is the polarity to Aries, the other side of the axis, it's reminding us we have to be ourselves within relationships. We can't be so focused on what others need that we forget our own needs. So there's an energy of reminding you it's great to be aware of the needs of others, but make sure when you enter a relationship that you're also aware of your own needs. And this will allow you to be an authority in your relationship where you're not necessarily engaging in codependence, because you want to be interdependent as opposed to codependent. Codependent says, I need you to be happy. I'm willing to sacrifice myself for another person's happiness. Interdependence says, I'm aware of my needs, I'm aware of my desires, but I'm also aware of the needs and desires of my partner, of my friend group, and I'm able to look out for myself as well as for the group. I'm able to create win-win solutions and situations, and I also give others permission to create win-win solutions that benefit me as well. Okay, let's see what's the opportunity here. This looks like sodalite to me. It is. Sodalite, deepen your intuition. Sodalite is helpful when you have a big decision to make, when you're 99% finished with a project but can't get your head around the last 1%. Don't seriously give up. Meditate with sodalite. Abandon solution-oriented thinking. Surrender to your intuition and watch your problem get solved from someplace deeper. So this is coming into your own power and the power of your own wisdom. Moonstone, find your natural rhythm. Okay, so this is about, you know, listening to your intuition within groups, finding your own natural rhythm. But there's also something about leadership here with malachite. Malachite is a stone that has a lot to do with finding your voice, finding your authority. I'm not surprised that this is coming on top of the Emperor. Claim your success. When the concrete jungle has you disconnected from the earth beneath it, when you've got to just have the money, power, and all the glory, come at it with a heart-forward, sustainable energy, courtesy of malachite. So this speaks to me of leadership, you know, and there's some galactic support for you with the Sisters of the Star Blossoms, excuse me, that can help you to truly step into that leadership position. But in order to step into leadership, we must also step into our own authority within our own lives. So for those of you suffering with imposter syndrome, there's a need to stop and to meditate, to get clear and deepen your intuition. Your intuition is basically that connection to that still voice within, because sometimes the voice of doubt is just incredibly loud. And your intuition is going to be that quiet voice that asks you to get centered and to listen so that you can find your natural rhythm. And look, we've got Moonstone on top of the Moon card. So certain things may seem dark and a bit of a mystery now, but it's all leading you to authority and a position of power, one within your own life, as well as potentially within relationships and within career. So what limiting beliefs must be let go of to step into this position of inner authority and power? Cardamom, it's their fault. My thoughts are the cause of my suffering. I did not deserve this. I forgive. I am boiling over. I allow myself to feel. I am somewhere else. Right here, right now, everything is perfect. Okay, I'm going to take these two as well. Okay, so it looks to me like when I look at these cards, there's something that happened within a group. You know, could with the base chakra, it could be the family, and you know that you didn't deserve any kind of mistreatment. And it's possibly still occupying your energy field and perhaps slowing down this opportunity for love and for the soul family to come in. You know, we've got prosperity energy here. You know, prosperity begins. And so, one way that prosperity can really flow through is by allowing yourself to forgive. Now, forgive does not mean that you put yourself back into these relationships or put yourself back into the situation that caused it. It means I am letting go of what I know does not positively serve me. And if the thoughts are causing the suffering, then most likely you're going over what happened again and again. You know, what could I have done differently? What could I have done better? Maybe if I had said it this way, maybe if I had said it the other way. And this is about giving yourself permission to really allow those emotions to surface, to face them, and then release them and let them go so that you can get grounded again here. I am broken. I am illuminated. Yes, you are illuminated. As you release your attachment to the high and low, you find peace and balance. Honor the cycles of your body and energy now. This is all talking about centering. I am true to my highest self. So if you're feeling a sense of inner conflict, what's going to be important is that you remain true to your highest self, even within groups. So if you've been feeling like you have to change or you can't be the truth of who you are in groups, this reading is encouraging you to shake things up. Step into your inner authority, step into your inner power. You know, allow yourself to shine as the beauty that you are and allow yourself to be a part of situations and groups that appreciate your inner light. Enhance, okay. So some of you may be indigo children, if we've got indigo here. Build. Some of you are master builders. Courage. You're courageous people. So, you know, at the bottom, enjoy. So you must have been through a lot. You must have been through a lot. It perhaps hurt your ability to trust and to trust others, but I see this reading saying you can trust yourself. You can trust yourself. Deepen your intuition. Connect to your highest self and start building a life that allows you to enjoy the truth of who you are, allows you to enjoy those beautiful relationships that are meant for you. And as you release those negative experiences, you can actually begin to embrace and allow in the beauty that belongs to you. Because sometimes if we stay stuck in old energy, it makes it difficult for the new energy to come in. And with Sisters of the Star Blossoms, I see your soul family wants to come in. That romantic partner who is just, you know, committed to your highest, greatest good wants to come in. And the way that that can happen is when we forgive. And again, forgiving meaning putting down the bags, no longer carrying what happened in the past consistently with us into the present and the future, but instead giving ourselves permission to timeline shift and timeline jump and say, okay, you know, my love, my life is now full of opportunity. It's full of joy. It's full of love. Bottom of the deck, be bold and make the first move. You know, some of you may already sense an opportunity. It's time to release negativity. A new romantic cycle begins. Communication is key. Okay, loves. From what I see here, the only thing holding back this new romantic cycle is fear. You know, with Scorpio, we're facing our fears, facing our fear of loss, facing fear of rejection, facing fear of abandonment. And what I see with this time to release negativity is an opportunity to face your fears and to release your fear that may have come from past experiences where things didn't go well. And just understand with this card, New Moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. Communication is key. Are you communicating with your higher self so that you can get those intuitive hits that let you know, what's the next step to take? Are you communicating with your higher self what it is that you want to experience? Or are you communicating what happened in the past over and over again? Because whatever story you tell, you're going to get the results of that story. So you want to make sure that you're telling the new story. You're telling the story of the new romantic cycle that's beginning. You're telling the story of love, the story of romance, the story of community, the story of support and soul family. You know, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself permission to enter into that energy that's going to reap what it is that you genuinely want to experience. Let's ask for a last uplifting message. And I mean, the message thus far has been incredible. You know, you're an overcomer. You're someone who overcomes. And it looks to me like you overcame. Like whatever cycle that was, it's ended. You overcame. And now it's just time to release any fear or habits that are connected to that past story. Because sometimes we can end a cycle, but get stuck in habits that are connected to that past story. So we've got to start creating new habits. And so release the old and step into that new. What's the message? Self-creation. Be the author of your own life. This is the authority that we're stepping into. Celebrate life. This is going to be the new story, a new story of celebration, return to joy. So after everything you've been through, you're going to find the path. You're going to find the path. And my love, it is full of celebration. It is full of joy. It is full of abundance. We have the card here. Prosperity begins. Love begins. So in that old cycle, and I've been through some of these things myself, I know that it is possible to let go of the old and to step into the new. But you are a powerful creator. So you get to decide if you create the past in your present again by telling the old stories, or if you allow a new romantic cycle to begin. You get to decide. And what's going to be key is your communication, the words you choose, the stories you choose, whether you choose to connect to your higher self on a regular basis. Okay, my loves, this is your reading. I hope it was helpful to you. I'm sending out so much love. I will post videos, Reiki videos for cleansing as well as for love in the description below. Just know that you are loved and you are supported. Hello, pile 2. Welcome. You have the angel as well as the card, the threshold. Oh, how exciting. I like to think with the angel here and the threshold that you are being guided and you're about to step into something new. So let's take a look at the meaning of this card. When I see a 39, I feel like that's the Ascendant Masters. You know, that's Ascendant Master energy and messages coming through. And let's take a look at what was intended with this card. They always have such intricate meanings. At the threshold you stand. Before you lies a way of being that is beyond fear. It is a sacred passing through a karmic veil into a new life of empowerment, peace, spiritual service to humanity, and joy in your own soul. Congratulations. You are embarking on a new phase of deepest soul liberation into freedom of love that triumphs over fear. It has been quite a journey. Many, many lifetimes and much inner work has been required for you to be able to perceive the light of the divine even underneath the density of fear. You are fast approaching the karmic threshold where you can shift from fear-based to love-based embodiment. How beautiful. Congratulations, pile 2. Excuse me. Some of you may also be coming from pile 1, which would be very fitting, because pile 1 also kind of had a message of new beginnings. It's interesting that I had to clear my throat before I could continue. So some of you may be stepping into spiritual teaching, sharing your message. But let's see what energy is there to support us. I want to know, what gifts you guys are bringing to this new beginning. Take this one, the one off the top, and I'm feeling this one as well. It's more than pile 1. At the bottom, how lovely, the jester with 38. So somebody's got a sense of humor. So the rescuer, so someone who's very committed to helping others. The loner. Yeah, this message sounds similar to pile 1. We've got a lot of people who are very helpful. The storyteller. Okay, so some of you may not realize it, but you've got a gift for storytelling. And perhaps you also have a story to tell that can help others, but you just don't realize it. You're in a bit of a hermit stage, perhaps, or you have a past where you were a bit of a loner or a hermit, but you've got a story to tell, and it's one that could potentially empower others. Let's see. Let's draw some more cards to understand what we're coming out of. And so with this threshold, you may be coming out of this loner energy and stepping more into the storyteller, sharing your path to healing and happiness. Look at that, truth. Didn't I, this is the judgment card. This is truth. So some of you may be speaking your truth, maybe sharing your story, helping others by letting them know, if I could do it, you can do it. And it's interesting, again, that I had to clear my throat before beginning this reading. So some of you may be in a phase where you're clearing your throat, where you're getting ready to speak. Yes, rest and rejuvenate, awareness, obstacles and challenges. Okay. Okay. At the bottom, we have the High Priestess with intuition. Okay. Okay, so some of these obstacles and challenges may have to do with a mental conflict. It's time to meditate, to get quiet. So because you're stepping into awareness of your gifts, awareness of your power. And that's why you're at the threshold. You're about to step into something. So you may feel like things are stagnant right now, or they're on hold, but it may be necessary, not just for you to connect, but also to get some rest before you step into that new thing. Because we want to be able to step into it with grace. And how we view the situation. I mean, look, this is a short jump. It's not really that big of a jump. But if you're standing there, you could feel a bit wobbly, looking down into the depths. Again, clearing my throat. But the jump is pretty short. So it may just be a requirement for you to get some rest so that you can really have the perspective that you need. Heart chakra. Yeah, getting out of your head into your heart. And, what's going to help you is meditation and connection to your higher self. Some of you may be a bit distracted because you're feeling the pressure of finances. Perhaps you're in a situation of financial and material changes. Some of you may have been laid off. Some of you may have decided to take the jump into self-employment. Some of you just may be in a different situation than you were before. And so there you may feel a bit of pressure, but this is saying stand your ground. Do not be afraid. Be aware of your gifts. Allow yourself to receive the peace that you need, and know that you're just in front of a new beginning, and that you're being guided and supported by the angels. There is new opportunity here. So what's going to help Pile 2 to step over the threshold into this new opportunity? Interesting. At the bottom, we have slow your roll, and we have emotional withdrawal, which I believe is the Eight of Cups, as well as rest and rejuvenate, which is the Four of Swords. So there's a need for rest and repose. Yes. And this rest and meditation is going to help you get answers to your biggest questions. That's what we have here with the stone barite. Get answers to your biggest questions. And we all know that voice within is very still. It's a quiet voice. Where the doubt and the critics can be loud, that still voice of wisdom can be pretty quiet. So you may need to go within, find that light switch and turn it on. And you can get answers to your questions. Organize your headspace. So there's going to be some releasing of the old to step into the new, letting go of any defeatist energy, any energy of, yeah, but it didn't work in the past, and getting into your heart with rhodonite. Yes. Howlite is great for peace. It's a very calming stone. Danburite is a stone that calls angels. You know, you can call angels on your own. It's just also a stone that supports light. Rhodonite is a stone that's really going to help you get clarity and get back into your heart. Epido, upgrade your version of you. Now, Epido is one of my favorite stones. It's actually a part of this, which is Unakite, which has the red and the green. And I believe the red is red jasper and the green is Epido. And what's going to help you is letting go of old habits. You know, upgrade the version of you, which means let go of the old story. Any old story of it not working out, because you're at the threshold. You're at the threshold of something new, and you don't want to take the old into the new with you. Okay? It's time for us to release the old and to embrace the new. And we can hear our truth and glean that wisdom best when we allow ourselves to rest and rejuvenate. And with the awareness card here, this is the magician. Everything you need, you already have. You already have everything you need. You just got to get out of the overthinking and into your heart. Enjoy. Yes, that is going to help you to get into your heart. Ephemeral. So some of you may sometimes feel a bit vulnerable, you know. You may feel a bit vulnerable because you're adapting to a new situation. So what you need to do is give yourself permission, bottom of the deck, humility. Give yourself permission to find a routine that's going to help you to relax, that's going to help you continually come back to center and continually, you know, come back to that truth of who you are and allow you to hear that voice of wisdom within. Because it looks to me like you have a gift for sharing wisdom, and you want to make sure that you always have connection to that wisdom, not just in service of others as the rescuer, but also to help and to serve yourself, connecting to your higher self. So what's really going to help you step through this threshold is getting quiet, moving from your head into your heart, and then really developing rituals and routines that allow you to continually come back to center, that allow you to release the pressure, anything that has to do with finances or worry about what people will think, fear of rejection, just, you know, these rituals and routines that are going to help you to release negative thinking and always come back into your positive energy. You're very close to reaching your goal. This is not the time to give up. A new start is coming. There's a lot of promise in this reading. Nothing is yet set in stone. So if you're feeling like this can't work out, it didn't work out in the past, no, 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 no. Nothing is set in stone. Mutable is an energy of change. See? A new romantic cycle begins. This came out in the first deck, if you want to check that out. Expect powerful change. Communication is key. Adjustments are required. So these adjustments that we're talking about is organizing your headspace. Get out of your head into your heart. And look, adjustments are required. It's on top of nothing is yet set in stone. So there's still opportunity to get clear on what it is that you want to call into being and to model your thoughts and your emotions after this. Sometimes our emotions can feel a bit confusing and we may feel like things aren't working out, things aren't coming together. But we can also, take back that authority within our lives and start using our thoughts and emotions to really create the life that we want to live. Okay? Ooh, I was asking what thinking we need to release. This one jumped out. I am sick is the trigger statement, and the true statement is I am alive. It is time to embrace a new way of being, one filled with health and the freedom to create a new reality. And that's it. That's what we have here with adjustments are required. You have the freedom to create a new reality. Nothing is set in any kind of negative stone. Look at this. A new start is coming. You're so close. Expect powerful change. Some of you may be feeling like I have nothing left. I nurture myself. This is the soothe card that already came out. Finding those rituals, finding those rhythms that are really going to help you come back to center. Dear one, it is time to settle. Create a sacred space where you can be. In that place of rest, healing will unfold. This is Cancer energy, fourth house energy. Okay? Find that sacred space within yourself. Create that sacred space physically so that you can really come back to center. I need to escape is the trigger statement. I am present is the truth. The root of the issue for you will make itself known. Be open to the information you receive from your body, mind, and environment. We'll come back to that. Okay. Neroli. Trigger statement is I am unstable. The truth statement is I am aware. Look at this, aware and awareness. You are strengthening the connection between your energetic and physical bodies to help you manifest your goals. So what I see here is a need to ground yourself and nurture yourself. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Get the rest that you need. Make sure you're balancing action with inaction, meaning balancing taking action with rest. Because as you rest, as you rejuvenate, that's when the answers come. There's a story about Monet where Monet is painting. Or actually, Monet was relaxing in his garden, and the neighbor came over and saw Monet, laid out in his garden, relaxing. He said, "Oh, Monet, you're resting." And Monet said, "No, I'm working." And then later, the neighbor came and saw Monet painting in his garden. He said, "Oh, Monet, you're working." And he said, "No, I'm resting." And what this story teaches us is that when we're quote unquote resting, when we're laid out in our inner garden, what we're doing is we're allowing the inspiration to come to us. We're understanding what wants to be painted on our canvas. And then when we're painting, we're actually in an energy of flow, which is a restful state. So allow yourself to rest so that that inspiration can come to you. Allow yourself to get healthy, to get strong. And then when you're working, you will more easily go into that state of flow. And whether working means enjoying the relationships around you, allowing in a romantic relationship and enjoying that romantic relationship, or whether it's genuinely career or job associated, all of it has to do with giving ourselves permission to be our authentic and true selves, and to allow that freedom and that inspiration to flow through. Okay, so what positive message can Pile 2 take with them? Wonderful Pile 2, who's on their way to new, bigger, better, brighter things. Do not be frustrated. Let go and be peaceful. This is your angels. Your angels are coming in and saying, I see you, love. I see that you're ready for something new. I see that you've been through a lot. I've seen that you're a winner. I've seen that you have overcome. Just know that in this space where you are now, you are not stagnant. You are just at the threshold. You're about to step into something new. You are very close to achieving your goals. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to soothe yourself. This is time to rejuvenate. This is time to be aware of your strength, to be aware of your gifts, so that when that new thing comes in, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are worthy. Life purpose. Seek your own deeper vision for life and return to joy. This also came out in the last pile. At the bottom of the deck, heart of the matter. Align life's pathways through the heart. This is a message again, aligning with your heart. Do not be frustrated. Trust that you have a purpose and you have a gift, and you're unlocking that as you grow, as you heal. You are stepping more into grounding that spiritual gifts, those, universal gifts you have. You're grounding them here onto the earth plane. And as you experience more joy, the more easily you will connect to your natural gifts. So, Pile 2, that is your reading. Know that you are loved. There will be Reiki videos in the description below to support you into stepping into your new path. I wish you so much love and continued success. Hello, Pile 3. Let's take a look. You have the donkey on pyrite. You see that? Look at the little donkey on this pyrite stone. And pyrite is a stone that helps to create financial increase. Let's see. Okay, you have the card 8 Immortals. I love this imagery. These look like guides to me, but let's see. The number 9 definitely has to do with hermit energy and, taking all the wisdom gained and learned and converting it into messages and teachings. But let's see what the card says. The messages you have been receiving that are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and to be your true self are from your higher guidance. The 8 immortals and other beings of divine light and divine love are guiding you. It is safe to follow these messages now. Doing so will bring you greater joy. Sometimes you may question whether you are in contact with genuine spiritual guidance or engaging in wishful thinking. Genuine guidance is simple, clear, and repetitive. When you ask for confirmation, it will come. The more open you are, the more quickly the confirmation can reach you in the form of signs, conversations, and serendipitous happenings. In fact, confirmation and guidance can be instantaneous and from multiple unconnected sources, like the universe is playing a joyful, loving game with you. The guidance will be uplifting and helpful. Sometimes it will ask you to take a step that feels challenging, and yet true guidance always proves itself in that it only asks of you what is right and just for your highest good. It always serves the highest good of all involved. Of all involved was a slip of the tongue. Good of all involved in any situation, no matter what our fears might be. So there's a message of evolution here, of growth. You can hear your guides, you are listening to them, and there's no reason to doubt. And understanding that can help lead to this financial increase. There may be gifts that you can start making use of. Let's understand what gifts you're already working with. What gifts are pile number 3 already working with? Is the scientist. This is Aquarius energy. The loner. This also came out in pile 2. Bottom of the deck, the liberator. Ooh. Let me see. I'm going to put these over here. Okay. Ooh, the flirt. And the child. So this to me sounds like someone who's incredibly playful. You know, the flirt and the child. Someone who's incredibly playful, but may have a lot of hermit energy, hiding the self. The scientist reminds me of Aquarius energy. This can be anything from being truly scientific, whether it's the natural sciences or, you know, medicinal sciences, all kind of sciences, or someone who's into technological innovation, you know. But this looks like a very playful energy. Let's find out more. And playful energy is incredibly powerful. It's what we're all trying to get back to now, right? Is being the truth of who we are. And a lot of us were that as children, you know. We started out, you know, despite difficulties that we may have had in our homes growing up, often there's still strong elements of that true self that comes through as a child. And then we work hard to get back to that as adults. Okay. We've got the world, the universe, called universe here, but it's the world card in the traditional tarot. We've got that at the bottom. Okay. Sacrifice, emotional withdrawal, heart chakra, stand your ground. I wonder if some of you have pulled back instead of speaking your truth, instead of, you know, doing what you feel in your heart is right. I wonder if you pulled back. And maybe that was what you felt was right in your heart. I wonder if you pulled back because it was a lot. Recognition and reward. Move that up so you can definitely see it. Let me remind us. At the bottom is scientist. Okay. Here we've got the loner. Here we've got the flirt. And here we've got the child. Okay. New beginnings. Financial and material changes. That fits well with the donkey. Rest and rejuvenate. Some of these cards came out in the first deck as well as the second. And awareness. Look at the donkey here also. An awareness. There's the donkey. And the donkey is a spirit animal that has to do with getting to work. So some of you have a gift of hearing spiritual guidance, but you know, as the loner, you may not be using it. You may be hiding it. And look, there's two ibis here, which have to do with Thoth, the god, the Egyptian god of messages. So I'm wondering if you guys have a gift of connecting to spiritual guidance. You're not necessarily using it, but look, what's coming on top of this card? Awareness. You're aware of it now. You are aware of the fact that you are the magician. You have everything you need. So now there's an opportunity for new beginnings, for you to really hear that voice within and to allow that wisdom to flow through and, you know, create a new path for yourself. I'm going to do it a little differently than I did with the past decks and find out, you know, what are the limiting beliefs that are perhaps holding you back from stepping fully into this gift. Look at that, wanting all to jump out at once. Wow, I asked for 2 more cards. Look what flipped. 2 more. So, why does this always happen to me? Is the trigger statement. Truth statement is I am at peace. I know that everything will work out as it needs to and hold a space of gratitude as we watch the miracles unfold. So things are changing. In the past, you may feel like, you know, things didn't quite work out, or you were constantly in a position of self-sacrifice where it seemed like it worked out for everyone else, but not quite for you. And so you pulled back, it hurt your feelings, you pull back. And now the universe is saying, stand your ground. You can have what it is that you want. Be at peace. There is no answer is the trigger statement. The true statement is, I am the answer. The aligned outcome for you is simple, but not necessarily easy. Commit your goals to heart each day and know every single action will take you closer to them. This is the donkey energy. The donkey energy is setting a goal and then every day committed, taking small committed steps in that direction. Lemongrass, I made so many mistakes. I let it all go is the truth statement. Everything you have done up until this point is leading you to where you need to be. Let go of the past and be here now. So some of you may even feel like it's too late. You sacrificed yourself. Perhaps you were busy taking care of family, being a caregiver, or perhaps you're that person in friend groups who's, you know, feels like they're responsible for the good humor and the good mood within the group and sacrificing their own needs, their own wants, own desires. And these cards are saying, release the past. There's an opportunity that is coming. And the answer to your questions is you. You're the answer. You have the gifts. You have everything necessary. Why am I here? Truth statement, I make a difference. You will have the motivation you need to express your light. Know that what you do today makes the world a better place. It is all my fault. I see what I truly need. Your energetic body needs nourishment, so begin to discern physical hunger from spiritual hunger. Cherish your body and the way it supports you. So it sounds like in general, with all three piles, there's just this consistent message of needing to nurture the self, of releasing self-sacrifice, releasing the feeling that it's too late for new beginnings, releasing any financial or material pressure, and just give yourself permission to be authentic, to live your natural gifts. You're naturally playful with the flirt and the child here. You're naturally playful. Some of you with the child may be wanting to birth something new into life, but you may be afraid because it didn't work out in the past. You may be afraid because, people may have made comments and asked questions. Can you make money doing that? So some of you are releasing stories of, I'm not good enough. I've made so many mistakes. It's all my fault. And embracing letting go of the past. It's interesting because when we talk about self-forgiveness, it doesn't always mean that the person did something wrong, but it's releasing that perception of being at fault. It's releasing shame and releasing guilt. And that's what I feel coming through here is if you can release those energies, perhaps you were envious at some point of someone else, but envy can be very useful because it helps us to learn and understand what it is that we want based on what we see others have or do not have. And so it's just, in the end, it's just information. So you can take that information and say, okay, I see this person living their highest and greatest life. Perhaps you want to start a channel where you're reading cards. You've got the spiritual guidance. Perhaps, you want to do something where you're sharing your wisdom, but you see other people are already doing it. There's no space for me in this market. Everyone else is already doing it, but nobody's going to do it the way you do it. And how can the people who need your light and your specific way of doing things find you if you don't turn your light on? It's time to turn your light on and realize you are the answer. Release the self-sacrifice and start stepping into your own spiritual authority and your spiritual gifts and abilities. Sodalite also came out in the other pile. Deepen your intuition. Sodalite is a beautiful stone. A lot of people mix it up with lapis lazuli, but it doesn't have the gold like lapis. It has more red. And this is a stone that I love to have around me when I'm doing things that really require wisdom. So this tells me there's a gift of spiritual wisdom here. Azurite, explore your hidden depths. So you're capable of a lot. And there's an opportunity to get to know yourself from a new space. Moonstone. This also came out in another deck. Find your natural rhythm. And Lemurian quartz. Escape your mind. So another common theme among all three piles is overthinking things. Also, I think there's an opportunity to release guilt, to release shame, and you know, to begin to create a new reality, a new present. Let's ask our Mother Moon, how can we, oh look, there's a card stuck in here, adaptation. Let's take it. It's time to adjust. Adaptation is like, it's a mutable energy, you know? Gemini is a mutable energy, for example. This is an energy of change. Change is possible. I love this blackberry. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Is something we often say, but I feel like we can also apply it to life. Like if you've been through a lot, where you're like, I've been through so much darkness, that only gives you even more emotional intelligence and wisdom that you can share. So having been through a lot does not mean that you're not qualified to help others. Having been through a lot means you're extra qualified to help others because you've got the necessary empathy and emotional intelligence to meet people where they are. What do you need to release? Is at the bottom of the deck. The end of a tough cycle approaches. The question, what do we need to release? It's the tough cycle. It's understanding that the darkness you've been through actually can help you create what it is that you want to experience, bring in more wisdom. But your dreams need a practical plan. Expect powerful change. So if you can set that goal, like the donkey, if you can set that goal and then move towards it every day, step by step, you can expect powerful change. Confidence is your key to success. So release the tendency to self-sacrifice, the tendency to say, I'm not good enough. Step more into confidence. That is your key. The answers you need are coming. Can you see that? The answers you need are coming. Hold your vision. So hold your vision, my love. Don't give up. This is not the time to give up. New beginnings are here. Expect powerful change. You're ending a tough karmic cycle. Soothe at the bottom of the deck. Service and nourish. So you have the ability to serve others by helping to nourish them with wisdom, with spiritual guidance, spiritual teaching. And you know how you nourish and how you share that guidance. It doesn't necessarily have to be card readings. It doesn't have to be typical spiritual teaching. You know, you could be teaching skincare and still be teaching people how to nourish themselves. You could be teaching hair care and still teaching people how to give themselves permission to care for themselves as a spiritual being as well as a human being. You know, it may be meditation. There are a lot of different ways in which we can be of service. And again, even if we're doing something like, you know, as an electrician, where however we are working, we have the ability and the permission to bring in spiritual wisdom and really teach people and serve people by helping them to understand how to be good to themselves, how to be good to the people around them, also how to take care of their homes, how to take care of their temples, their bodies. That is also a form of spiritual service. Happy life. What can pile 3 expect as they embrace their natural gift of spiritual guidance? Simple pleasures at the bottom of the deck. Happy life. willpower. Improve your willpower to reduce your stress level. So as you grow and as you offer your gift, you'll continue to grow in confidence. You'll continue to grow in willpower. You will turn over a new page, and that will bring in more love. As you go this path, you have the opportunity to end the trauma, in that tough cycle. You will find your new path and move forward. That's beautiful. So there's something new. There's new beginnings coming, a happy life. There's an opportunity to turn over a new page. But as you nourish others with your gift, remember, make sure to take time to rest and nourish yourself, to hear that your voice, the voice of your higher self within, the voice of your higher guidance. Allow that wisdom to come through. And as you do, you give yourself an opportunity to embrace an even happier life, and to turn over a new page. So that is your reading, pile 3. I hope this reading is helpful to you. Check the description below to find Reiki videos that will be supportive of you energetically on your path. Know that I'm sending so much love.